Okay, so if you haven't seen Aquaman yet, then prepare to be submerged into this beautiful masterpiece of a film. I'm Terrell Aaron Kloss, and it is finally time for me to give you my full Aquaman movie review. I got my trident here, and I'm ready to dive right in. So let's get started. Zoom, zap, bam!
He likes to talk. He's a geek. He's an author and he likes to eat. He loves superheroes and sci-fi things, and he usually says what everyone else is thinking. He gives you his opinion and he doesn't hold back. He tells you if a show or movie is whack. On occasion he'll give some people honest advice, and he hopes that what he says is always right. His name is Terrell, in case you don't know, and you're watching the Super Sci-Fi Show!
Okay, so the first thing I want to do is highly recommend that you don't see this movie in 3D IMAX, see it in 2D IMAX, so that you don't have to wear those stupid glasses, the stupid 3D glasses with that slight tint that they have, but so that you still get the full IMAX effect. Because with a huge movie like this, you should see it, at least for the first time, on the biggest screen possible. So see it in 2D IMAX and sit as close to the screen as possible. When I saw it up at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood, I sat about 3 rows back from the screen, and I sat right in the middle of the theater, so that I can get the full effect of Atlantis and everything. The movie is so huge, like the characters are so huge. I just wanted to feel like I was there, immersed in this world of water and wonder. So yeah, see it in 2D IMAX and sit close to the screen. Now, the film was directed by James Wan, who's pretty much a horror movie director slash writer slash producer. He's worked on some of those popular recent horror films, such as the Insidious films, the Conjuring films, the Annabelle films, and my favorite film franchise of all time, the Saw films. He's either been a writer, director, producer, or all of the above, on all of those movie franchises, and they've all done pretty well. So I was a bit surprised that he was going to tackle a superhero film. I wasn't sure if he'd be able to pull it off, but boy, did he ever pull it off. I mean, he co-wrote the story, the Aquaman story in the movie, along with Jeff Johns and also with Will Bale. Now, the story takes place about a year after Aquaman helps the Justice League stop Steppenwolf in the Justice League film that came out last year, which many of you didn't like. I liked it. I thought it was fun and engaging. It should have mattered, like how Avengers Infinity War mattered, but it didn't matter, and that was where they really failed in Justice League. But I still thought it was fun and engaging, and Aquaman was my favorite. Aquaman and Wonder Woman were my 2 favorite characters in that film. Batman was seriously slacking. But back to this Aquaman film. In this story, Princess Mira seeks Arthur, aka Aquaman. Princess Mira seeks Arthur's help to stop Arthur's half-brother Orm from trying to kill all of we surface dwellers and take over the land and the sea. Now, in order to do this, Arthur and Mira have to go on a quest to find this special trident that I almost said Iron Man, that Aquaman needs in order to overthrow Orm. So you see them go. You see Aquaman and Mira, or Arthur and Mira, going all throughout the world seeking this trident, and it's so amazing how it's so well done. The script is well written. I mean, it was rewritten several times, but it was so well done, I must say. Now, I personally loved all 3 acts of this film. A lot of times within the past couple of years, a lot of the 3rd act in a lot of these superhero films just kind of fell flat, either CGI-wise or story-wise. But in this film, the 3rd act was epic. I mean, the 2nd act was my favorite. The 1st act was good, 2nd act was my favorite, but the 3rd act was still epic. It had to do with a battle, an underwater battle, and the second battle in the film between Arthur and Orm. Now, the 2nd act, it was my favorite because there was a lot of action going on, and I really love how the camera followed all of these characters as they were battling and fleeing for their lives and jumping from rooftops to rooftops and whatnot. It was great. I was so engaged. I was so enthralled. I loved it. Now, another thing that I really love about this film were the visual effects. I mean, if anybody or if anything was the MVP of this film, it would have to be the VFX. Because, I mean, just from beginning to end, God, the VFX were just so beautiful. Everything was rendered properly. I mean, nothing like what they did to Steppenwolf in the Justice League film. They really just they got some of the best VFX teams to work on this film, from Scanline to Rodeo to Industrial Light and Magic, and a few others as well. I mean, the VFX teams were stellar. James Wan, I bet he was like, look, I need the best, because we're not going to have that Steppenwolf mess in my movie. So, and they didn't either. I think Jason Momoa was so well cast in this role, but initially, about 2 years ago, I didn't think so, because I wanted to see the white blonde Aquaman from Super Friends. That was the one that I was used to, you know? That's why I'm wearing his shirt. But in the Justice League film, Jason Momoa's portrayal of Aquaman really surprised me, and it really gave me faith in him. It gave me faith that he could pull off this character in his own solo movie, which he did. And I kind of feel like James Wan said, you know what, Jason Momoa, Aquaman has no personality, so just give him yours. And then James Wan probably said the same thing to Amber Heard, you know, because she played Mera. James Wan probably said, Look, Amber, just pretend like you're an underwater sea princess with hydrokinesis and a really nice cat suit, you know, and just go for it. And that's just what she did. She was amazing. She was just so powerful and strong and so confident, and she and Arthur worked so well together. They're the perfect dynamic duo. Sorry, Batman and Robin. The supporting cast was really, really good. We had Patrick Wilson as Arthur's half brother Orm, and he was just great. Now, you know, he got the role because he has worked with James Wan on in the Insidious films and in the Conjuring films, so they've been friends. That's why it's good to have friends in Hollywood. You never know when they might call you to be in something. You know, and Patrick Wilson, I read that he took the role without even really knowing too much about Orm, but because James Wan was directing it, Patrick Wilson was like, sure, I'll be in it, without even reading the script. Now, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II played Black Manta, and he didn't really get a lot of screen time, but the screen time that he did get was pretty good. When I saw his suit, when I saw him running around in his suit, the first thing I thought was, oh my god, he must be really hot in there. Hopefully they're packing him down with ice. Hopefully they're packing him down with ice. Now, Willem Dafoe was in it, and I love the way that they de-aged him when they showed him training a young Arthur. He was secretly training a young Arthur, you know. But I love how they de-aged him. They pulled the Samuel L. Jackson and Captain Marvel kind of thing. And then, of course, you know, when Arthur was fully grown, you saw Willem Dafoe look his proper age. But that de-aging technology is absolutely amazing. And Dolph Lundgren, who I was surprised to see his name out in the credits, because when I saw him in the film, I didn't even know that was him. He was really well cast too. He had a red beard. He played Mira's father. Graham McTavish actually played the late King Atlan, who had the special trident that Arthur and Mira were seeking out to stop Orm. He was well cast too. And a lot of people don't know it, but the Fisherman King he was all CGI. He was voiced by Jaimin Hansu, and the huge sea creature that Aquaman had to face at the end of the second act of the film was actually voiced by the legendary Dame Julie Andrews. Okay, so the music. Now, for the most part, the score in the movie was pretty good, but there were some scenes where you had actual music playing, like someone rapping or singing, and it just felt like it didn't fit well with the scene. For instance, like when Black Manta was refurbishing the gear that he got, it was like they were playing K-pop or something, and it just didn't feel right. Like, I wish that a lot of those music choices that seemed a bit popish were more edgy. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? If you saw it, what do you think? And let me know after you see it, because I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in this. The music just seemed kind of strange for the scene. A lot of the music choices seemed strange for the scenes that they were in. Now, some of the shake on my head stuff was one of the scenes when Arthur and Mira found a boat, and they got on a boat, and Arthur was wounded. He had fallen asleep. and then well, when he fell asleep, Mira she was dressed down in these regular clothes, like a baggy shirt, baggy pants. She had nothing on her. I think her pouch had been lost in Italy somewhere. But when they were on the boat, all they had was the clothes on their back. So when Arthur fell asleep and woke up, Mira was all of a sudden dressed up in her green catsuit again. I was like, where did that come from? Did she just materialize it out of seaweed or something? She just reached down in the ocean and threw some seaweed all over and just transform it into a scaly catsuit? Like, I was like, what? And also, I kind of wish that they would have touched on the fact that, on the big rumor that I've been hearing for years, that when Aquaman first comes out of the water, he is as strong as Superman, or even stronger, and has all the strength of all the bodies of water on Earth combined. And that also, the longer he's on the surface, the weaker he becomes. Like, I didn't see him get weak. I didn't even see Mara get weak when she was on the surface for a long period of time. So I wish that they would have touched on that, even just for a moment. But other than that, I really have no gripes about the film. I mean, I thought it was just so beautiful, so well done, especially this kissing scene between Arthur and Mary, because they're gonna kiss. I mean, everyone knows that they were going to kiss, but when they finally did, it was so beautiful and magical, and the camera slowly panned around them, and you got to see their costumes, the water, everything. It was so beautiful. So look out for that and just take it all in, because it is such a magnificent shot. Okay, so initially, when I was thinking of what score I wanted to give this film, I was going to give it a 9 out of 10, but then I just couldn't stop thinking of the scenes in this film and how big this film was and how magical and amazing it was, how much of a cool adventure it was. I couldn't stop thinking of all that, and so I decided I want to give this film a perfect score, a perfect cinematic super score of a 10 out of 10. It was just beautiful. I mean, a lot of people wanted this film to fail. I didn't. I thought it might fail, but I didn't want to. But after seeing Jason Momoa in last year's Justice League, it really made me think, okay, he could pull off Aquaman. He could give us a new, an awesome, relatable Aquaman. And he did. James Wan pulled out all the stops. He did a really great job on this film. And the VFX team and everyone involved in this film was great. The film, I felt like it took us on an epic adventure, and I feel like Warner Brothers and DC really gave us a film that delved deep into Aquaman's world. And it also gave us a version of Aquaman that was both relatable and inspiring. Because as a hero, you want to at least be inspiring. A lot of superheroes aren't relatable, like Bruce Wayne or even Clark Kent, but they're all definitely inspiring to some degree anyway. So make sure you check out this film. I highly recommend you see it, and once you dive into it, you'll happily want to drown in it. Trust me, okay? Now, if you like this video and if you want to see more from me, make sure you subscribe to my channel and also ring that bell so that you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And also, you can swim with me on Instagram and fly with me on Twitter at creative_Klaus. Now you can check out another video from me right now. And as always, zoom, zap, beam!